He joined Toastmasters in order to put a CC after his name, communicator. Today, Mark will be giving his 10th speech called Inspire Your Audience. Just kidding. It's Inspired Your Audience. That's the theme. The objective of the speech is to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and the audience's needs and emotions. The title of his 8 to 10 minute speech is The 5 Love Languages. Please join me in welcoming.
So I'm not going to show or ask for hands on this necessarily, but I'm assuming everyone here has either been in a relationship or perhaps currently is in one. And they know, thank you,
Nobody else.
and you know that comes with a set of challenges. So today I'm going to talk about the 5 love languages. It's a book by a man named Gary Chapman. Chapman is a marriage counselor, and as he was having couples come in and helping them work through their issues, he started seeing themes and certain patterns emerge. So we're all raised differently, we all come from different backgrounds, and so naturally we all perceive and receive love differently than each other. But yet, a lot of times we don't always think of that. And so when we are with our partners, we tend to show love the same way that we receive love or feel love the most. But that isn't necessarily the way that that other person receives love. It's different. And so that's how he came up with, after seeing kind of the patterns and what emerged, the 5 love languages. And they are words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and gifts. And so I'm going to run through each of them and then talk a little bit about kind of how they apply or how you can find out what your partners or future partners might be. Words of affirmation. Mark Twain once said that he could go a good couple months on a good compliment. And when your love language is words of affirmation, you feel loved when you're given words of encouragement. Things like good job, or hey, you did really great today, or you look beautiful tonight. Things like that make you feel loved by your partner, and they're things you want to hear. Acts of service. Acts of service is kind of if that's your love language, the honey-do list is probably one of your favorite things, right? You feel love when people do other things for you, whether it be taking out the garbage, emptying the dishwasher, things like that. Quality time. Quality time is just spending time with your partner, meaningful time with your partner, not just watching TV, but actual having their undivided attention. This is yours truly, or mine I should say, love language. I enjoy doing things with my wife, not necessarily, I like having her, like when we do things together, like go on vacation, or have dinner together, or go see a movie. And like one of our first dates back in college, partially because I didn't have that much money, but unbeknownst to me, because I had not read this book before, but I got stuff to make pizzas with, and we had kind of like a pizza night where we both made our own pizzas, and I thought it would be fun because we're cooking together and getting to know each other at the time. Gifts. Gifts is pretty self-explanatory. It's you feel loved when someone gives you actual, physical things. You feel love represented through those little gifts that, so things like flowers and chocolates, but other things too. And then finally, we have physical touch. Thank you. Physical touch. And again, self-explanatory, but it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in nature. It can be holding hands, it can be snuggling, it can be a hug. My wife is physical touch, and so she always likes to snuggle or cuddle. I can feel when she's stressed out or she's upset, just giving her a hug, she feels so much better. I can feel like kind of the stress leaving her body. We got a king bed about a year ago, upgraded to a king, and it was, I think, bittersweet for her because she was really happy that we had a big bed, but she was kind of not looking forward to having to chase me around all night. So those are the five love languages. So how do we use them though? How do we know what our partner is? And you kind of have to, because if you don't speak, even though one of those maybe speaks to you, it might not speak to your partner. Now, if you're like my wife, you might be thinking, well, all of them are my languages. But Chapman talks about how it's important to try and narrow down to kind of like a primary two. Because the issue is if you have a husband that's, for instance, acts of service, and he takes out the garbage, he empties the dishwasher, he does his handyman chores around the house, he thinks he's showing love to his wife. But his wife, meanwhile, maybe she's words of affirmation. And so what she really wants to hear is something like, wow, you look really good today, or you're such a great wife or a great mom to our kids. And she'll probably give words of affirmation to him, but he won't feel loved because he's waiting for acts of service. And so you end up both sides not really realizing or feeling loved because of the miscommunication there. So it's important to kind of obviously talk with, and you could read the book, but also talk with your partner to find out how is it do they feel loved. And Chapman kind of talks about how you can look for clues, for instance, in how do they provide love, because chances are, like in that example, that they receive love in that same way. So again, if your partner is always bringing them little gifts home or giving you little things like this, there's a good chance that person's gifts is their love language. You can also see it sometimes in the negative. So if there's something that they complain about a lot, perhaps, or are hurt by in particular, then there's a good chance that maybe that's the love language that they feel that they are lacking in. With words of affirmation, if you hear, you don't compliment me enough, or why don't you ever tell me, you don't ever seem to appreciate what I do, sort of a thing. There's a chance that that's kind of the clues, if you will, to this is what their love language might be. So it all comes down to that communication thing that we all hear so much about. But it's important to be sensitive and pay attention to these things. So those are the 5 love languages. So again, acts of service, words of affirmation, keep mixing them up, the quality time, physical touch, and gifts. It's not easy because someone else's love language is not going to come naturally to you. So you have to work at it. But Chapman says love is a choice. We want to love our partners, and so we have to make the active choice each time to love in a way that maybe doesn't come naturally to us, but we know that it makes our partner happy. We know that it makes them feel loved. Because love is not something, in the end, while being loved is nice, sharing that love with someone else or knowing that someone else feels loved is even more important. Chapman says in his book, giving love is about giving love to someone else. It's not about receiving love. So I would encourage you to go out there and read the book. It's really good. I know there's quizzes in the back that you can take that you can figure out what your love language is. You can have your partner take it. And I think you'll really benefit from it. I think your relationship will benefit from it, or your future relationship. It won't solve all of your problems, but it provides the right emotional framework and allows you to love someone else and for your partner to feel loved by you. This is Toastmasters.